Canadian Lex Burkowski is embarking on a dangerous journey, packing this van full of supplies, from baby food to body armor, and driving it to the front lines in Ukraine.
Watching it from my home in Canada was just driving me nuts. It was hard to watch it and not do anything about it.
6 weeks ago, Burkowski was here on his boat in Nova Scotia. The lobster fisherman moved to Canada 30 years ago, but grew up in Ukraine. Within days of Russia's invasion, he flew to Poland and met a local aid group looking for drivers willing to travel to the front lines.
They need people that are willing to go more than they need money, I think, because there isn't too many people that are ready to drive to places like that.
And for good reason. Last month, Burkowski delivered aid to this city near the Russian border. He then filled his van with women and children and was driving them out when his vehicle came under attack.
All we've seen is just explosions right in front of us.
He and hundreds of others were trapped. He spoke to Global News from their shelter.
We tried to get out 3 times yesterday, but every time we get anywheres or right away under constant shelling. There's absolutely no power, no heat, no very limited water supply.
Finally, after 5 days of failed attempts, he managed to escape back to the relative safety of Lviv in western Ukraine. After a few hours of sleep, he headed back to the front lines with another shipment of aid.
We need this help.
An advisor to the Ukrainian president had this message for other Ukrainian Canadians.
For the many leaders of the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, maybe it's time to come to Ukraine.
Global News met many Canadians answering that call from the Ukrainian government from all walks of life.
I was actually, in a way, pleasantly surprised that so many Canadians have come here.
This Canadian-Ukrainian entrepreneur is now handling logistics and procurement for Ukraine's volunteer defense forces. This millwright from BC isn't even Ukrainian, but he's taking 6 weeks unpaid leave to deliver aid and rescue civilians.
These people have been fighting for their democracy, and I just couldn't stand for the Russians to come back and take that all away from them.
Ottawa is advising Canadians to avoid all travel to Ukraine. But these volunteers say staying home wasn't an option. Jeff Semple, Global News, Toronto.